Good morning. Thanks for having me. Let me just start us off with a brilliant new idea that we had.
Okay, I'm curious.
We're trying to create something truly amazing. It's called Spotify. And it's an on-demand streaming platform that gives access to millions of songs on desktop and mobile devices.
And for that you need our music, right?
Absolutely. And I think the timing couldn't be better.
Yes, indeed. We have been suffering a lot from online piracy lately.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm aware of the situation. But with Spotify, we would actually be able to generate a steady source of revenue for you.
Really? And how would that work exactly?
Well, I think the model is interesting for the both of us. We act as a distributor based on a subscription model. And as I said, we offer access to millions of songs to our customers. And in turn, we provide you with monthly royalty fees in exchange for your music.
That sounds great. These days we are actually looking for new sources of income because the traditional distribution models, such as same-store purchases of CDs, are getting less and less profitable for us.
Exactly. And this is exactly the profitability gap where we step in. I mean, the both of us know that you're actually struggling at the moment, so I should suggest that you offer us a good deal on these royalty fees. And I mean, since we're both interested in making this deal work, I think we should actually start with low royalty fees and then just see where it takes us.
Okay, I may have a hard time explaining this to our accountants, but since we are indeed very interested in steady sources of revenue, I'm sure we can make it work. For now, I think we're able to offer low fees, but we should definitely meet again to renegotiate in say about 2 years.
Okay, brilliant. I'm glad that we agree. Thanks for coming today. I'd like to talk about our current business situation because I feel that there may be some need to actually reconsider how Spotify is doing business today.
An analysis that might be particularly useful in your case would focus on your value creation, meaning how Spotify creates value for customers on one hand and how it captures it financially from customers on the other hand.
If we take a more precise look on how Spotify creates value, we generally see a favorable development over the 10 or 8 years, and you are able to increase your customer base almost exponentially.
Customer satisfaction is actually very decent too, as the survey suggests. Moreover, according to our market intelligence, the market for streaming services is going to increase by around 5% year after year, totaling $12.4 billion in the year 2022.
And generally speaking, Spotify provides a very valuable service to its customers, as seen in customer numbers and satisfaction levels. And the market outlook gives reasons for further optimism too. And I think that makes it clear that Spotify's value creation is working just fine.
In the end, if Spotify wants to reconsider its strategy, it's likely that strategic implications are to be found somewhere else.
Okay, I see your point, but where might these problems arise? I mean, the only thing that I'm certain about is that our financial situation was actually quite peculiar, and it still is. And even though we were able to increase our revenues quite substantially, they were still more and more outpaced by the payments we had to make to the record labels. Considering bottom line, we are increasingly losing money.
Well, I think it's very useful to analyze some current market forces to make sense of that. For instance, let's take a look at our suppliers, like the major music labels. We are seeing that they were able to expand their bargaining power over the last years because the streaming market underwent several profound changes.
Firstly, you're not the only player in the market anymore. Competitors like Apple Music have stepped in offering a very similar service, which means that closed substitutes are largely available without significant switching costs. And for each specific streaming service, customer demand is quite elastic.
As a result, there's almost no leeway for the prices to increase. Additionally, the big music labels still have the monopoly over around 90% of contemporary music that most people are interested in. And this played a major role in why they were able to increase their bargaining power over on-demand services.
Indeed, our current cost structure features mainly payments to record labels. The staggering 75% of our revenues actually go directly to them.
Also, advertising revenues from free users can't possibly keep up with royalty fees because internet-based advertising is somewhat cheap these days.
Yes, and all of this means that the underlying problem that Spotify faces is that it cannot entirely capture the value it creates for its customers. We came to the conclusion that the underlying problems that Spotify faces is that it cannot entirely capture the value it creates for its customers.
Well, this clearly gives me something to think about.
Alright then, my fellow consultants will see you next week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for coming today. I had an interesting discussion with your colleagues last week, and they suggested that we as Spotify are currently facing major challenges in how we capture value from our customers.
Indeed, and we are here today to give some suggestions about how to address this issue.
And we believe that the Spotify current business model is not sustainable anymore. The advantage you had as an early mover in the initial stage of the streaming industry is slowly eroding, just as my colleague explained to you last week.
And this now even has implications from the legal perspective, with a U.S. court ruling granting some writers a high percentage of streaming revenues. Of course, this put additional pressure on Spotify's margins.
Yeah, on the other hand, we shouldn't neglect the fact that Spotify is generating a sizable amount of cash from its paid subscription. And to a certain extent, this could be used for organic growth. I mean, in terms of complementary products such as smart speakers, and creating a brand ecosystem would link its streaming service to your Spotify branding hardware, and this could diversify the way you generate revenues.
And additionally, we have identified a resource inside Spotify that we can currently think is underused, which is Spotify's knowledge of streaming and consumption patterns. You have a clear idea about what is popular at the moment. With all the data you collect from the subscriber, you know very well what kind of popular music is trending.
So for now, this knowledge is only used for suggesting personalized playlists, which can, of course, be very useful for consumer to find new music. But we still think there's more potential to it. We can use this extensive behavioral knowledge to identify and sign emerging independent artists whose music is in touch with current trends.
With a look at a value chain, this effectively translating to backward vertical integration. If Spotify has its own artists too, it is firstly able to create additional original content and, probably more importantly, to reduce the dependence of major music makers.
In this way, Spotify is not only capable of controlling the royalty fee payments much more effectively, because with in-house artists, the royalty fee stays in-house, and there's more. We believe that this endeavor is highly scalable, since it doesn't require a massive financial commitment from the very beginning. And Spotify can start with just a few artists and songs, and to see how the market is responding.
And of course, Spotify will have the exclusive rights for the new artist, which gives an advantage over its competitors, for sure. And insofar, with new emerging exclusive artists, Spotify can strengthen its brand value and attract even more new customers. Seeking knowledge in terms of customer intel will help Spotify to develop an additional competitive advantage based on new exciting artists.
Well, yeah, this is clearly something completely new for us. But considering our current situation in which losses are getting out of hand, I now too believe that we have to step up our game in order to ensure long-term sustainability. So, thank you for these insightful suggestions.